What's up, everyone? All right, here we are, end of January. We just finished up the best month that I've ever had in my trading career. I'm gonna finish the month with over $117,000 in profit. I put in a wire transfer today for 100 grand. I'm paying myself, taking the profit out. I'm gonna start my account tomorrow around $55,000. So taking a bunch of money out, just, man, what a month. But you know what? I started the month on a red day. First day, I lost 4 grand. And I'm ending the month on a red day down 4 grand. So sandwiched between those two $4,000 losses is about $125,000 in winning trades, giving me $117,000 net profit. What a month. Can't wait for February. It starts first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to keep being aggressive because I have no reason to think February won't be just as strong as January. In fact, last year, February was my best month until things picked up again in November. February was the best month of the year all the way until November. So I think there's a lot of potential that February will continue to be really strong. I'm pumped. I'm ready to get back at it first thing tomorrow morning. But what are we talking about tomorrow for? Let's get into the midday market recap. All right, everyone. So we're going to no doubt has been the best month of my trading career, but which began with a red day and is ending with a red day. So, you know, it's just the luck of the draw, I guess. But sandwiched between those two red days are $117,000 in profits. I'm going to finish the month up right around 117. We'll see when I get my statements exactly where it settles, but it'll be somewhere around $117,000. So the best month of my trading career, and it certainly didn't feel like it was going to be that way when I started with a $4,000 red day on the first day of January. And here, ending the month with a $3,800 loss in my main account and an $800 loss in my IRA, is not how I wanted to end the month. Having said that, I want to keep it in perspective. Yesterday was a $13,000 green day, and today I did push it a little bit harder and fell into the red. So let's break down the trades from today, and really the one to focus on the most is HTBX, the one that I'm red on. The feedback I've gotten from a lot of you guys is that many times you learn more from my red day recaps than you do from the green day recaps. So I want to really try to analyze this HTBX loss so you guys can learn as much as you can from it. So as you can see, I lost on this trade in both my main account and on my IRA account. So let's pull up the scanners here. So HTBX was the second trade I took. I was down $25 on the day on Cone before the HTBX trade, so I was slightly in the red, but not significantly. HTBX hits the scanners at 332, 25, 38. And so when it hit the scanners, I thought, okay, this is the one that's starting to pop up. I'm going to jump in. And I looked at the chart and saw, oh yeah, it's a fairly recent reverse split. It did pop up a couple days ago, but it's starting to curl up here. So I think I'm going to give it a chance and jump in. So we'll back this down to a 10-second chart just so you guys can really kind of see the split-second decisions that I'm making. All right, so we'll zoom in here. All right, so it taps 340, it pulls back, and as it curled back up, that's where I pressed the buy button in my IRA, getting filled. Actually, my first order was for 3,700 shares. That order at 43 got rejected. So I had to type in 3,000 and then press the buy button again. And I got filled at an average price of 344. Okay, so now I'm in my IRA account at 344. I switch mouse over to my my main trading account, have HTBX already typed in, and I press Shift 1 4 times. And I'm getting filled, let's see, at 60 and 63. That's how fast this had moved up. Now, so at that point, I was already up 15 cents in my IRA, but of course, I was just thinking basically, look, this stock is strong, it's moving fast. I'm going to try to ride the momentum, and we'll see where it takes me. So I'm adding here at the high of 60, basically 62. Doesn't even show that it hit 63. But of course, oh, now I guess, where did I fill? Maybe, oh, sorry. Maybe it was on this. No, I'm not sure. It was somewhere right around here in any case. So I'm in this area with an average of 360 with 10,000 shares in my main account and 3,000 in my small account. So it's consolidating, and immediately when it dropped down to there to 38, I was kind of like, uh-oh. This might not be, this might be a problem. But I figured I'd give it a second to consolidate. It consolidates, it taps 370, and I'm thinking, okay, there's the first candle to make a new high, popping up to 370, but it immediately drops back down to 345. And so I just kind of was holding through this consolidation. It bounced off of 330 a couple of times where there was a good sized buyer sitting there, a 10,000 share buyer. So, it kind of keeps bouncing off 330, and I'm like, okay, it looks like it might get back over the $0.50, back over 350, and if it does, if it breaks out of this kind of consolidation sideways, obviously I want to see it make a new high. So I'm holding right through here, and then finally on this candle is when it broke down. So it drops to 21. I press the sell button to sell at 310. That was when the price was at right around 320, because I'm using a 10-cent offset. The order gets rejected, and it got rejected because I don't know why it just got rejected. So the order gets rejected. I then have to press it again at 317. The limit is for 307, again 10 cents below the current bid, and I got filled at 317. So I bail out of that for a 30-cent loss. $810 loss. And I think one of the reasons I held this as long as I did was because I was holding it in my IRA account. I only have 3 trades a week. I feel like every trade has to really count, and I really didn't want to take a loss. And I definitely didn't want to stop out of it for like a $200 loss only to have it run right back up. So that's kind of part of why I decided to hold it longer. I just sort of felt like, just give it a chance, let it consolidate, wait for the first candle to make a new high. And what I should have done is I got into this too soon. This right here was a scalp entry. Getting in at 350 for the $0.50 break is a scalp. You get in at 350, you sell at 360, you sell at 370 when you're up 20 cents. And if it doesn't hold, that's fine, you stop out. This was not a good entry for a 25-minute hold. A good entry for a 25-minute hold is the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, or possibly a solid 1-minute micro pullback. Now, we didn't get a good 1-minute micro pullback here. This was the rejection. It was a false breakout, and that's where I stopped out. So I think that I have to remind myself to take quality setups if I'm going to take a trade in the IRA, because the fact that now I was in it, I felt like, well, I don't want to stop out in my main account, and still be holding in this account. I want to see the whole trade through. And so that kind of affected my decision here. So I sold in the IRA first at 317, and then I stopped out in my main account at 313. So the loss in my main account was, 20 cents bigger. It was 15 cents bigger because I bought it 15 cents higher, and it was 4 cents bigger because I sold it 4 cents lower. So 20 cents times 10,000 shares is $2,000. So again, it was a frustrating trade. And I think in hindsight, I shouldn't have taken it in the IRA, because the only reason I held it for so long in this account was because I was trying to see it through in this main account, or in my IRA account. I shouldn't have taken the trade. I should have waited for an quality setup, the way I have said I need to focus on. So I should have just waited, and had I done that, I would have said, well, it's not a good setup for the IRA, so I'm not going to trade it. I'll buy in my main account at 44, and when it pops up to 65 or 70, I'll sell half and stop out the rest, break even. And that's how that actually would have been a winning trade. And even though today I still wouldn't be up that much, because you can see nothing else was really that great, this wouldn't have been a $4,800 loss. So this is one of the challenges of trying to trade with 2 accounts at once. And it is kind of like next level of psychological challenge. And it's a good test for me. Today, obviously, it didn't pan out the way I would have liked, but you live and you learn, and that's kind of the process of, of trading in these two accounts, is finding my rhythm. And this is only the fourth trade I've taken in the account. I've had 2 winners and 2 losers. Started with $8,300, so tomorrow I'll be at whatever, 10,600 or so, and it's progress. It's still up, but a little bit of a setback here as I navigate these waters of trying to trade with 2 accounts at the same time. So a little bit of a challenge there, but it's a good challenge, and at the end of the day, I'll come out a better trader, and I'll be able to confidently trade in 2 accounts at the same time. Although realistically, I'll probably only trade in 2 accounts until this one is above $25,000, and then I'll primarily trade in this one because I'll be able to day trade more than 3 times a week, right? So right now I can only day trade 3 times a week, so I'm really limited, and that definitely is affecting my decision making a little bit. So anyways, a little bit of a disappointing day, finishing down, I guess, $4,600 between the 2 accounts, and I'm hoping that we see some good opportunities tomorrow and Friday going into the end of the week. And I just want to keep growing this IRA account, get it up towards 15, 20,000 and get it over that $25,000 level. But today definitely didn't help. So anyways, that's the loss on HTBX, Cone, Mara, BSPM. These were all just kind of small trades. There wasn't anything super exciting on them. BSPM was halted. I didn't get in it before the halt. I got in after the halt, and I got in at 397. We popped up to a high of 420 and then dropped all the way down to a low of 366. And then when we curled back up, I sold basically for a small 5-cent profit. So small winner on that one. Held through the pullback. I thought this was going to just be a horrible day when it dropped that much, but it did bounce back up, so that's good. And Mara, a small trade on that. I guess some news came out, so scalped it from 45 up to 55. Didn't hold those levels, came back down. Cone, very weak today, not a good one at all. So overall, I would say, looking at the P&L, today was not an easy day. Even if I hadn't had that big loss, I still probably wouldn't have had the best day. So a little bit slow, but that's fine. Yesterday was a great day. The day before was a great day. I'm still up almost $20,000 on the week. So still a really good week. It's still been an awesome month, and we'll just be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, start to build our cushion for the month of February and see what we can do. Last year, February was the best month of the year for me until I beat that record in November. So I have no reason to think that that February won't continue to be just as strong as January. We're in a pretty hot stretch right now. So try to capitalize on it, make the most as I can during this window of strength, and then really build the cushion. So if I do have to slow down going into April, May, and June and the summer months, I'll feel like, I've already made $250,000. I can totally slow down and not feel like I need to force it. All right, so that's it for me. I'll upload all my broker statements for the month of January early next week once I have them, and we'll do a January month in review at some point next week and look over all the stats from a high level. All right, so that's coming up next week, and in the meantime, we'll just keep on trading and get into February here, hopefully with a couple good trades tomorrow. All right, so that's the game plan. I'll see all of you back here first thing tomorrow morning for pre-market analysis around 9:15. All right, see you guys in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.